Tomorrow is the hottest day of the year. Not regular hot, record hot. The kind of heat the news gives a name to. So tonight you're doing something you almost never do. You're choosing an outfit on purpose. And there they are, lined up, looking innocent. The pastel one that photographs well. The white shirt that is technically a shirt. Every one of them has been in a heat wave with you before. Every one of them folded. Which is insulting, because this is a solved problem. 5,000 summers. Same answer every time, and the receipts are in museums. The answer key just isn't hanging where you shop. So, out of everything you own and everything the mall is about to put on sale, what actually gets a human body through a heat wave? 3 things answer that. A dress somebody left in a drawer for 64 years. A sheep it was once a death sentence to smuggle. And 10 days in New York, where the dress code won. In 1913, an archaeologist named Flinders Petrie was digging a cemetery south of Cairo and pulled a filthy bundle of cloth out of a looted tomb. He kept it, which was unusual. Most excavators of his day threw cloth away. He labeled it and shelved it. The most boring label ever applied to the oldest dress on Earth. Nobody opened it for 64 years. Then, in 1977, a conservator named Sheila Landy started cleaning the bundle and stopped. The rag had a neckline, tailored sleeves, deliberate knife-sharp pleats. Someone had designed this. And then it got personal. There were creases at the elbows and under the arms, and the whole thing was inside out. Somebody wore this. Somebody pulled it off over their head, and it stayed inside out for the next 5,000 years. The Tarkan dress, the oldest woven garment ever found anywhere. And it's linen, cloth woven from the flax plant. Not a coincidence. Linen was ancient Egypt's fabric, period. They grew flax along the Nile and wore it from pharaoh to farmer, through some of the meanest heat on the planet. And they had reasons that haven't changed. Flax fibers are stiff, so linen cloth stands slightly off your skin instead of sticking to it, leaving a thin gap where air keeps moving. And when you sweat, linen drinks it and gives it straight back to the air. None of this was measured. Egypt didn't have thermometers. It had 5,000 consecutive summers, and linen is what survived the testing. So that's the first hanger, linen. It was also the first hanger 5,000 years ago, which is either reassuring or a little embarrassing, depending on what you paid for the pastel one. Which is why linen carries himself the way he does. He's not smug. He's right, and has been since before the alphabet. So linen's in the cart. Now for everybody else, and everybody else has to pass the same 2 questions. Staying cool is 2 jobs. Your sweat has to leave, and air has to move across your skin. Everything else a shirt does is decoration. Cotton. In dry desert heat, cotton is genuinely fine. Sweat evaporates fast. Everyone wins. But add humidity, and cotton discovers a personality flaw. When the air is already full of water, evaporation crawls. So cotton drinks your sweat and then just keeps it. Cotton isn't doing this to hurt you. Cotton thinks it's helping. Sweat goes in. Sweat does not leave. Heavier, colder, clingier, cooling nothing. Cotton in the desert. Get in the cart. Cotton on an August subway platform. You're wearing your own weather system. Lyocell. Sometimes badged tencel. It's made from wood, pulped, dissolved, and spun back out as thread. Yes, your shirt was a tree. Move on. And it is quietly better at cotton's job than cotton is. Takes moisture in faster, hands it back faster, stays dry feeling longer. Both boxes, no argument, no drama. Its only real problem is the name. Lyocell. It sounds like a prescription. Best shirt in the store, named like a side effect. Polyester. Polyester will not absorb water. At all. It's not being difficult, it physically can't. So your sweat never goes into the shirt. It stays precisely where it landed. On you. Job 1. Failed before the whistle. And in a cheap, tight knit, job 2 goes down with it. Now, gym polyester gets a pass. That stuff is engineered to shove sweat to the outside fast, and it does. Different trick, different episode. But the floaty polyester sundress in the summer window is not doing that trick. It's just plastic that photographs well. And then there's the one that shouldn't be in the building. Acrylic. DuPont put it on the market in 1950, and it has spent its entire career doing one job, being fake wool. It's what cheap winter sweaters are made of. It traps heat, it doesn't breathe, and it will not absorb a single drop of your sweat. It is, without competition, the worst thing you can put on a human body in a heat wave. So obviously, it's in the summer collection. In a linen color, with a little sun on the hang tag. Someone was paid to write breathable on that label. They were not asked to prove it. Nobody ever is. So, the cart has linen and Lyocell, cotton with an asterisk. The bin has everything the mall calls summer, which settles the rack, except for one fiber that never made it here at all. The real thing acrylic was faking. Speaking of wool, one wool belongs in this video, and it has a criminal record. The merino is a sheep from Spain, and it grows the finest wool on the planet. For about 500 years, that wool made Spain rich. Everyone in Europe wanted it, and only Spain had the sheep. So Spain guarded the animals like a weapons program. You could buy the wool, as much as you could afford, but walking a living sheep out of the country? On paper, the punishment was death. For a sheep. What finally cracked it wasn't smugglers, it was royalty. Spain itself gave the sheep away, a few to Sweden, a few to Saxony, a whole flock to the King of France. Then Napoleon's armies rolled into Spain, the country fell apart, and the great flocks were scattered for good. Within a generation, the wool capital had moved clear to the other side of the planet, Australia, which today runs close to 3 sheep for every person. So, 5 centuries, 1 monopoly, a death sentence, and a war. What is actually on this animal? Merino fibers are thin, finer than a human hair, half the thickness of ordinary wool, which sounds like a footnote until you realize what it buys you. Wool you can knit as light as a t-shirt and wear against bare skin with none of the itch. Somebody found a sheep that grows wool you can wear in summer. And it does 2 things your cotton shirt physically cannot. 1. It pulls moisture off you as vapor. It's already taking your sweat away before you've noticed you're sweating. 2, and this is the one people don't believe, it doesn't stink. In one trial, trained sniffers rated worn wool at 2/3 less odor than worn polyester. Wool is the only fabric in this video with a personal hygiene advantage over you. The honest limit? Merino earns its place on a moving body. Hikes, airports, long, stupid days. Sitting still in soup is linen's chair. So the merino tee goes in the cart too. From state secret to 90 euros in an airport next to the neck pillows. Here's the thing about clothes. You don't really choose them. Something tells you what to wear. A dress code, a season, a rack. And in the summer of 1896, New York found out what that costs. 10 straight days above 90 degrees. And at night, it never once fell below 72. Air conditioning does not exist. Not badly, not at all. Roughly 1,300 people died in 10 days, mostly the poor, laborers working straight through it, families in rooms with no air at all. Everyone who could strip down did. At a political rally on August 12th, pushing 100 degrees inside the hall, the men peeled off their coats and the room went white with shirt sleeves. The cops couldn't. Regulation navy wool tunic, helmet, buttoned. 10 days. Because the regulation didn't mention weather. The heat did the killing. The dress code just made sure the men in it couldn't do a thing about it. Ridiculous. Dressing for a rule book instead of for the weather. Nobody would do that now. Except the rule book now is the rack, and the rack has decided a heat wave is a look. Skin-tight everything, elastane in the seams, sealing shut every vent your body has. You can put the best cloth in human history on your body, seal it to your skin, and you have wasted it. Fiber can't outrun fit, so the cops leave you the rule, and it's free, loose, or you're in the wool tunic. And one test to go with it. Hold the fabric to your mouth and blow. Breath goes through, air goes through. Nothing comes out the other side? You're holding a wall. You'll look insane doing this in a shop. Do it anyway. Tomorrow morning, you will be hot, late, and not thinking clearly, so the outfit gets decided tonight. Hung, finished, waiting. The shirt's in the cart already. Linen, lyocell, or merino. Cotton if your heat runs dry. Loose. Actually loose. Air moves inside loose. And long enough to cover you, because in full sun, cloth is shade you carry with you, and shade beats bare skin. And if you find something puckered, seersucker, take it. The name is Persian, shir-o-shakar, milk and sugar, the smooth stripe and the rough one. And that pucker is not a pattern. The crinkle holds the cloth off your body on purpose, so air moves underneath it. 300 years of the best cooling technology in the shop, and they sell it to you as a stripe. And seersucker is usually cotton. The fabric that beats linen at linen's own game is made of the fiber we spent 2 minutes complaining about. That's the whole video in one shirt. So, on the stand tonight, loose shirt, good fiber, weave you can breathe through. Nothing that seals. Tomorrow the record breaks. It'll be miserable. It just won't be your clothes doing it. You'll be wearing the oldest working technology the human race owns. Cloth that was getting people through summers before the pyramids had scaffolding. The shirt that would have failed you is still in there. It's still lovely. It still photographs beautifully. It just doesn't work. And now you know why. Oh, and the gym shirt. The one we let off the hook twice. It moves your sweat brilliantly. It just never tells you what it does with the smell. Next time, wear the old stuff until then. See you there.